Hi. So, forget about the iPhone 12 or the iPhone 11 for a moment. What if I told you the iPhone 10R can do at least 70% of what the iPhone 12 and the iPhone 11 can do, at least for an ordinary user? So, back in 2018, the iPhone 10 was one of the iPhones that revolutionized the way we looked and interacted with the iPhone. Now, Apple wanted it to be a little bit more friendly in terms of pricing, so they released a smaller model or a more cheaper model which had LCD and everything, and they called that the iPhone 10R. But honestly, looking at the iPhone 10R and the iPhone 10, outside the LCD and the OLED displays, there's really not much of a difference in terms of performance between both of the devices. So, should you still get the iPhone 10R 2 years later after it was released? Does it still work? Can you still take awesome pictures with it? Can you still do awesome things with it? And the answer is absolutely yes. So, in traditional Apple fashion, you still get software updates or software supports up to 5 or 6 years. And also, almost every support that you get for the new iPhones, you still get them for the older iPhones. Can you believe it that even the iPhone 6s still got the iOS 14 update? Absolutely amazing. Now, that is something Android devices have struggled with for years. But hey, Apple will always be Apple. Now, when this device was released, Apple actually called this device a budget device. But you know, Apple, when they say something is budget, it doesn't mean that it's cheap. In traditional Apple style, this phone comes in a white box with the picture of the iPhone printed in front, and the color will depend on the color that is inside the box. Then you get the iPhone itself, you get a lightning cable for charging your device. Then lastly, you get a 5-watt power charging brick, which I think Apple is the only company in the face of the earth that sold a $1,000 phone with a $2 charger. And if you were expecting a fast charger in the box, good luck, you don't even get that anymore. Even though Apple refers to the iPhone 10R as a budget device, but that is not actually true. One thing I like about the build of the iPhone 10R is how compact the device is. One-handed operation is just on point, and even for guys that have big palms like my own, I can actually use this device with one of my hands, and it feels small at the same time. It feels very mighty in my hands. So let's talk about the display of the iPhone 10R. Initially, when this device was launched, when I found out that it had the 720p display, I was very disappointed and I lost all hope in the device. But when I laid my hands on it for the first time back then, I was just blown away by the quality of the display. This is the best 720p display I have ever seen on any device, period. Most Android phones come with a 720p display, and I have put them side by side with the 720p display on the iPhone 10R, and believe me, the iPhone 10R has a far more better display than most of these devices. The display is very vibrant, the colors are vivid, the colors are sharp, and if you're watching videos here, you still get a very good quality, even though it's still not as sharp as an AMOLED display or still not as vibrant as an AMOLED display, but this display right here meets the hype. And talking about performance of the display, the response of the display is just on point. Touching is very smooth. This display is as fluid as most Android devices that have a 90 Hz refresh rate. And updating this device to iOS 14 now made the whole difference in the world. It now made the display to even feel more better. And in my opinion, iOS 14 is the first time that Apple ever did anything good about iOS. One of my favorite features about iOS 14 is the app library. I like how apps are organized now, and what is good is that it does that automatically for you. Even though you can still modify the app library the way you want it, you can still customize it to your own taste, but I like the fact that this is there. You don't have to scroll through the entire screen anymore to look for whatever you're looking for. You just swipe to the app library and you get everything you want properly organized. Well done, Apple. Well done, Tim Cook. My least favorite part about this device is the notch. So it has this very thick notch that started with the iPhone 10 and the iPhone 10R, which is this very one. No too much of complaints here, because as of the time when this notch was added to this device, it was revolutionary. It's just that looking at this in 2020 just feels very weird. If you've made it this far in the video and we haven't met before, my name is Kingsley. On this channel, we talk about gadgets, technology, and everything that has to do with tech. So please give the channel a thumbs up and also subscribe. It helps the channel a lot, alright? For performance, this device is powered by the Apple A12 Bionic chip. Now, forget about the Apple A13 and the A12 Bionic chips that Apple actually puts on the newer iPhones. In reality, for an ordinary user, having the A12 Bionic chip on your device, you are still going to accomplish almost every task that the A13 and the A14, whatever will accomplish. When these companies come on stage to come and launch these products, pay attention to them every time. They are going to tell you that the A13 Bionic chip is maybe 30% faster or 20% faster than the A12, which for an ordinary consumer or an ordinary user is not a big deal, right? Some of you are not really technical people. You only use your phones to do Instagram, make phone calls, do Snapchat and all that. So all those technical things like the A this, A that matters little to you. So I would say if you want to buy your device, fine, you can actually look at the specs and all, but don't really be carried away by the specs, because the old devices perform at least 80 to 90% as good as the newer devices. And then for the memories, you actually get 3 gigs of RAM on the iPhone XR. Now, in these figures, we are not really sure if it actually comes with 3 gigs of RAM, because Apple doesn't really disclose that. Then for the internal storage, you can get 256 gigabytes, you can get 64 gigabytes, and you can also get a variant that has 128 gigabytes in built memory. Then for the battery life, honestly, the battery has really been impressive. The battery life is really, really good. And from the box, you get 2942 milliamp hour battery. It has 15 watts fast charging, but you don't get fast charger in the box, which is ironic. And for an ordinary user, this device can actually take you the whole day without charging. But at some point, if you are a heavy user, you might have to charge the device at least once a day. Security-wise, you get Face ID, which is super secured, even though your identical twins can unlock it, but it's still better than almost every Android phone out there that has Face ID. In terms of the cameras, you get a single 12 megapixel wide angle lens. Then you get a 7 megapixel selfie camera in front. One good thing about this 12 megapixel wide angle lens at the back is that it can shoot 4K videos at 60, 24 and 30 frames per second. And also you can shoot 1080p videos at 30, 60, 120 and 240 frames per second. So the camera is very good. The performance has been amazing. It shoots very nice pictures. And I tell you, if you're using this camera, you might not miss any of the newer iPhones because the camera is good enough. Christmas is just by the corner, and some of you might be looking for gift items to give to family members or to give to your kids. The iPhone XR is actually a very perfect gift for that purpose at this time. And then if you are a first timer in the iOS ecosystem, you just want to try out an iPhone and you want an iPhone that is very good and meets up the standard, the iPhone XR could be for you. Or if you just want a new iPhone, maybe you're using the iPhone 7 or the iPhone 8 and you want to get a newer iPhone and you don't want to spend over $1,000 or $800, then you might want to look at the iPhone XR because you're still going to get the same experience with it. And the list is endless. So I encourage you guys to try it out. Let me know down in the description what you think about the iPhone XR, right? If you're already using it, let us know your experience down in the description, okay? And you can please click up here to go and check out other videos here on the channel, alright? We have awesome videos like this one here that says why the iPhone 12 series does not come with chargers.